During World War II, the United States government studied Adolf. They wanted to understand exactly how his type of propaganda worked, so they could beat it. The Office of Strategic Services, the OSS, the agency that eventually became CIA, commissioned psychoanalyst Walter Langer to build a psychological profile of Adolf Hitler in 1943. And what Langer documented was the propaganda playbook. 8 rules Hitler used to control an entire country with propaganda. Every single one of the rules is backed by modern psychology, and every single one of these propaganda tactics is being used against American citizens right now by the Trump regime. Here are the 8 propaganda rules Trump and Stephen Miller are using against the American people right now. Rule number 1, never allow the public to cool off. Trump has created a new crisis every single week since he took office. Immigration, tariffs, Greenland, Panama, Canada. Never once a moment of calm. Never a single week where Americans can sit down and process what just happened before the next explosion hits. This isn't unplanned chaos. This is a strategy. Neuroscientist Garrett Rees at University College London scanned the brains of thousands of people with different political beliefs and found that conservatives have a larger, more reactive amygdala. That is the fear center of your brain. It's responsible for processing anxiety, rage, and fear. When the amygdala is activated, the prefrontal cortex shuts down. That's the part of the brain that's responsible for critical thinking, reasoning, and long-term decision-making. The brain can't be afraid and think clearly at the same time. So if you keep creating crises after crises flowing to the American people, you keep the amygdala firing. And if you keep the amygdala...
And it's all with the devil, you know? That's why just one crisis, one this after the next, okay? They give you Diddy, then they give you the Epstein, okay? Then they give you the Nolan Wells, then this is a big uproar about Greenland, you know? Then there's this thing about Cuba, you know, Venezuela, Iran, you know?
And it's all witchcraft. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Call halal Yahweh Shemiel Shabbat Shemakah Kodash, double honor to the elder apostles and elder bishops, a great millstone. Even the elders that came before them taught us the truth. Shalom and salutations. All the brothers are pushing the word in truth and in sincerity, hopeful like Tabernacle of David. The elder Yahshua with a quick lesson. So the elder Ayash over there in Mississippi. I think he's in Mississippi. And it's an excellent little tidbit here on the polycrisis, right? That we see, and this is why Isaiah 33 and 6 is all about. Okay. Isaiah 33 and 6, and wisdom and knowledge shall be this stability. What's going to keep you stable? Salakia, what's going to keep you stable through this polycrisis where everybody's being scared to death, right? It's about fear. They keep saying fear, 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 fear. If your fear isn't in order, fear of Yahweh Shemiel Shai is at the top. Isaiah 33 and 6, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and the strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure, not the fear of witchcraft. Stand now. Get that real quick. Why? Stand now. Why? Fear. Okay. What is the witchcraft? Afraid, to fear you. Maybe you can cause fear, inspire terror, afraid of you, cause trembling, inspire terror. Let's read the King James, Isaiah 47:12. Stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored since Salah. Let me start again. Isaiah 47:12. Stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be, thou shalt be able to profit. If so be, thou mayest prevail. Or inspire terror, make someone afraid of you. Okay? Fear. The devil is trying to put the fear of Yahweh Shemiel Shai on you to fear him. and respect and reverence him through magic spells. Okay? And he's explaining those magic spells, the polycrisis. Don't let them breathe for a moment. Keep saying bad shit, one bad thing after another. They become disassociated, and you can run that MK Ultra. That's what he's
Angel
saying.
of fire. And if you keep the amygdala,
and it's all with the devil. You know, that's why just one crisis, one this after the next. Okay, they give you Diddy, then they give you the Epstein. Okay, then they give you Nolan Wells. Then this is big uproar about Greenland. You know, then there's this thing about Cuba. You know, Venezuela.
And don't get caught up in all of that. Just observe it, let it roll off your back, and understand that this is all designed to put a weight on your shoulders, to stress you out. And if you take the bait, you get stressed out, start making the wrong decisions. Okay? But knowledge and wisdom shall make you stable. The knowledge and wisdom of these scriptures, right? Like what? Well, we already know they're bringing this false flag. They're putting hell on the people. What do? They're trying to change shit, right? In a very wicked and satanic way, and cause you to be part of it, right? If you consent.
Venezuela,
Unto
Iran,
that.
you know, it just never ended. You see? And it's going to be constantly one thing after another. Okay? Trump arguing with Pete Hegseth about the weapon, like them niggas didn't know what they had. Okay? You see? And it's just all this infighting, you know, Trump and BB arguing. Them niggas ain't arguing, man. Okay? It's just another distraction, just another story, all right, to keep people, you know,
another spell,
you know, in fear, okay, uncertainty,
to inspire terror. Maybe you will inspire. If I keep with all this witchcraft and many stories, which is the medium, witchcraft, bombard your brain, and men's hearts are going to be failing them for the things that are coming on the earth. Okay? This nigga is creating a boogeyman and keeping you wrapped up so you can't, think straight.
okay, you know, oil shortages with the Hunter virus. Remember how Hunter virus, that went away, Ebola, that went away. So what they're doing, they just want to break down the minds. They want people worn out. Okay? They want people, you know, in a state of desperation and worn out. Okay? What's that? Ephesians
This nigga's Salakia.
6 and 10. Yeah, Ephesians 6 and 10. Yeah, verses 11 and 12 as well. Ephesians chapter 6, verses 11. Ephesians chapter 6, yeah, verse 11, verse 10, 11, and 12. You know? And this is what we're dealing with. And see, people don't understand the wickedness in high places that they're dealing with. People don't understand the subtlety, okay, of Esau, man. Okay? The psychological war that he wages on the masses. Okay? And it's breaking people down. Okay? He don't care what you're mad about as long as you're mad. He don't care what you're sad about as long as you're sad. He don't care what you're fearful
Never let a good crisis go
about as long as you're fearful. Okay? So let's play this some more.
a calm population is a thinking population. A thinking population is dangerous to a leader who cannot survive scrutiny. So the leader never lets the people calm down. And this chaos has been running 24 hours a day in the United States since Trump took office again. Rule number 2, never admit fault or being wrong about anything. Trump has never apologized for anything in his entire political career. Not for mocking a disabled reporter, not for calling veterans losers, not for the Access Hollywood tapes, not for the insurrection on January 6th. Not once, not ever. This is not stubbornness. This is a psychological weapon. Researcher Brene Brown at the University of Houston spent over 2 decades studying shame. She found that some people have a low tolerance and ability to process shame. They can't separate a mistake from their identity. Brown called it shame resilience. For these people, admitting they did something wrong does not feel like correcting an error. It feels like being exposed as worthless. Trump's followers have fused their identity with his. His wins are their wins. His losses are their losses. If Trump admits fault, his followers have to process what it means that they followed a man who was wrong. And for people with low shame resilience, that does not feel like learning. It feels like dying. So Trump never admits fault, not to protect himself, to protect the psychological structure his followers built around him. One apology and the entire thing cracks. Rule number 3, never concede that there may be some good in your enemy. Every Democrat is evil. Every journalist is the enemy of the people. Every critic is human scum. Every Republican who breaks ranks is a traitor. There is no middle ground. There is no nuance. There is no acknowledgement that the other side might have a point about anything. Psychologists at the Catholic University of Louvain in Belgium studied what happens when one group stops seeing another group as fully human. They developed this theory after watching the Belgian public react to the Rwanda genocide. The press and the public showed far more concern for 10 Belgian soldiers killed in the conflict than for the 800,000 Rwandans killed in the conflict. They called this infrahumanization.
And you see this even now. Here it is. They can kill thousands of Iranian citizens, okay, Yemeni citizens, okay, thousands of Gaza citizens, okay, and it just a shrug of the shoulders. Because you kill 1 or 2, okay, American military personnel, and it's the headline news, okay, and that's a form of dehumanizing the enemy. Okay, and guess what? They done ran that same play with Jake. Okay, they were sending ICE to these inner cities. Okay, what did they do? They had to dehumanize, okay, the tribes. Immigration, that's a way of them dehumanizing the northern tribes. Okay, the inner cities is a way of them dehumanizing the southern tribes.
And you can best believe that that's happening, right, over in the Muslim world. They're demonizing Americans. The great Satan and all of that, right? So when they come over here and start doing a mass campaign, right? Because they're coming back to exact retribution or whatever, how you think they're going to see the American people after what has been done? See, the American people right now, they know that a war is going on, but the reality of it, they haven't considered for a moment. And they won't consider it for a moment until that same thing is happening here. And I'm talking about bombs coming through your window, destroying everybody in the building. And the building is only halfway there. Bombed out cities. Okay? You're not going to consider what's going on over there right now until that's happening to you. And what that means is you never thought it could happen until it did. Okay? So ain't no peace and safety. There's what? Sudden destruction. Right? And this is all fair use, and we're not doing nothing to nobody. We're fighting a spiritual war and not being physical at all. So go ahead and tell your lies and do what the hell you got to do. And we'll see how it comes out in the wash, okay? So run your play. Anyway, what do we see? We see this devil throwing his Hail Mary, okay? And he's going to use everything in his bag to win, right? He thinks his bag is strong, but we already know the outcome. Anyway, I'm going to just leave it right there. Let's get a short tongue. But a short tongue. How about that? But a, not going to find it there. But a short. Not that one. I want as a roaring lion. Let's get this first. Revelation 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil has come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short tongue. Let's get as roaring 1 Peter 5 and 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. How is he seeking whom he may devour? Well, they're trying to scare you in. How's he going to devour you? He's going to scare you into taking that sea hit. Okay, that's what this whole thing is about. We're going to cause chaos and scare everybody right into a FEMA camp. But those who are stabilized with this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, okay, you already know not to go to that damn camp. You know it's waiting for you. Grievous source. So don't do it. With that, we pray that the elect will ratify you, brother and sister.